So I've got an incredible live interview clip for you. This is coming out of Fox News. They went onto the streets and they asked a New Yorker, what are your thoughts about the current migrant crisis in the city and the border crisis we're seeing in the United States? This guy got so passionate about what he was talking about, Fox News ended the clip. They ended the live stream. You got to hear it. You got to hear his emotion, and you got to hear him crying out for help, because that's what people are saying, but nobody is listening.
Migrants continue to come in. We are, I will say too, we're live on air, so, but, you know, what do you think about what the mayor's doing, and what should the president and the White House be doing?
This is up to us. This is up to each and every one of us to stand up. Nobody's coming here for us.
Right.
We're here for ourselves. If we don't get up and fight for our city, nobody's coming for us. They're coming to destroy it. The reason why they're here is to steal our votes.
Right.
We're not going to be able to live. They're stealing our votes, our kids' future, my birthright. Our United States is great city that I refuse to leave. Do you understand? Nobody's coming for us. These elected officials aren't even elected. They're using absentee ballots. They're being selected.
And they're operating without...
What did you think that AOC, when she came out, and other members of Congress, and they had this press conference, what did you think about their comments?
They will never be allowed to walk down the streets again.
Yes.
They have destroyed our city, and New York, especially Queens,
All
is
right,
walking
let's
up.
pull away from this. You see
The streets of New York City. This is supposed to be one of the liberal capitals of the United States. The media is telling you one idea, but when you see people out there speaking their hearts, they're telling you a different story. There is a crisis in the United States of America because our leaders are trying to destroy this country. Piece by piece, policy by policy, legislation by legislation, open borders, lack of energy independence, insecure elections, which is terrible, by the way. If people don't believe in the security of our elections, you will watch this republic collapse, because we will no longer believe in who our leaders are. And there are enough discrepancies and enough issues going on where rational people will begin to question what is happening here. As much as they want to say, oh, everything is fine, don't worry about it, all these little things you think you're seeing, they're all explained away. They're allowing so many of these mail-in ballots to make it in. We're seeing so many of them not dated correctly. We're seeing the numbers sequentially. They're not making any sense. We're seeing too many dropped off at one location with people pulling up in cars, or things being carried around, or handoffs being made. It's just too many coincidences for the media to explain it away, yet they do. We know that they're choosing individuals to be in charge, and no matter how many people vote against this, they always find a way. You've seen the screens where you see all of a sudden the count number of the votes for certain individuals starts to lower, and for other individuals starts to higher, until they finally get that number where they want it to be. And then we find these issues where even dead individuals are voting, and they're like, well, it's just only like 5 people that we found. United States citizens have lost our confidence in our trust in this country. I cannot remember a time where I've looked at the United States of America, our government, our policies, what we are, who we are as a people group, and actually thought less of ourselves. I remember there was a time where I was proud to be an American, and I'm pretty sure even at those times, the United States of America had plenty of issues. But right now, it's kind of difficult to say that when we are the distributors of such disgusting corruption around the world, when we are the one who are pushing immoral agendas on everyone else. We even go into other people's cultures. We'll go into Africa and we will tell them this is what you need to be doing, just like us. And these leaders in these other places will say, excuse me, this is our country. This is our culture. Why are you coming over here and trying to tell? Well, we're trying to distribute what we believe is correct to other people. We have endless wars going on, open borders, lack of energy independence, terrible trade agreements, a corrupt administration that nobody will look into. I mean, laptop, no one will look into it. Foreign business deals, millions of dollars, nobody cares. FBI is sold out. DOJ is sold out. Antifa is basically an arm of our government. Talk about a swamp. The media is all involved in this. And then when you bring this stuff up, they just say, it's just a conspiracy. You're just conspiracy. Yet they're the ones who are the distributors of misinformation and disinformation. It's so crazy. It's like you begin to feel like you're in a crazy world. You're like, wait a second. You were the guys who lied about Russia when it came to Trump. You were the ones pushing misinformation and disinformation. You, the media, the government. We call you out on it. Not a word. They just, oh, well, no, Trump really did those things. Yeah, but you lied about it. We figured it out. It was the Clintons who ended up actually paying for the dossier and the whole investigation. We know you did this. Yeah, whatever. You were the ones that lied about Hunter Biden's laptop. You actually had dozens of individuals sign on that it was Russian disinformation. And they lied. And you told the big tech media sites to shut down any discussion against it. You lied. And you were the ones that tried to censor it. And history has shown that you were in the wrong on this. You lied about so many of the pandemic things that you were forcing people to do. Our current administration and our current media, they are the ones who are the distributors of misinformation and disinformation. They are the ones who are procuring these policies that are destroying our country. And regular people are sitting around and we are watching this day after day and we are begging for help and nobody comes to help. And then we have some light where we have a person like Trump who's saying, listen, I'm going to fix this thing. And all they do is bash this guy all day long, continue to lie about him. Oh, he's going to make things so much worse. Yet it was so much better when he was president. These people are evil. There's no other way to put it. And when you see this guy's passion, you know it's real and you know this guy is hurting and he doesn't know what to do. And you see the people behind him, they're coming around him. He was getting a hug by one of the individuals. The other guy was agreeing with him. I think it was like a black gentleman next to him, a brown gentleman next to him. It don't matter. It don't matter the color of your skin. People get it. People are starting to understand. And I really do believe we're going to see coming into this next election just so much pushing for correcting the wrongs. But we have an arm of America right now, and it's a very large group of people who want to go a radically different direction for the United States of America, a direction that doesn't even look like what the United States of America is. And we're seeing this happen all across the world right now. We're seeing it happen in Ireland right now. We're seeing it happen in England. Ireland, 95% white Irish people. When I go to Ireland, I want to go to Ireland, okay? I don't want to go to the Middle East when I go to Ireland. But the leaders in Ireland, for some reason, they think Ireland needs to become the Middle East. When I go to the Middle East, I don't want to go to Ireland. I want to go to the Middle East. If I'm going to visit someplace like Egypt, right? If I was going to visit Egypt, I don't want to go visit England. When I go visit Egypt, I don't want the Egyptian leaders to be like, oh, we need to have more white English politicians in this area. We need to become, no. You're Egypt, right? I'm trying to go visit Egypt. What is going on in our world where we have these people who somehow think like, you know what? We need to destroy our history. We need to destroy our culture. We need to destroy every tradition we've had. And we just need to incorporate every other world tradition, every other people tradition. I understand respecting other people's traditions, but when you go into someone else's country, say I went into even a place like Iran, right? Am I trying to change their traditions? No, I'm not trying to change their traditions. If you go there, they say you respect our traditions. And what do? As the Western world, of course we respect your traditions. Of course we respect your culture. We don't want to try to change it. What do Western people do? What do Western leaders do when they go into these countries? They wear burqas. They cover their face. All you can see is their eyes. Why? Because they're just trying to respect them so much. But what happens when they come to the Western world? Oh, we need to change the Western world for you. We need to become like your country. We need to get rid of all of our traditions, all of our culture. We need to allow you in free, illegally. Just run on in. Just come in here rampantly. It doesn't matter. Just take all of our money. Take all of our funding. Here it is for you. This is what we do in the Western world. Meanwhile, in these other countries, we just bow down to everything that they are. We change who we are when we go in there. And then we change our own countries and we allow them to come in illegally in droves. Don't you think there's something evil going on here? Don't you think that there's some sort of larger agenda and plot and plan here? Because I do. It certainly looks like it to me. And I see the passion in this man's voice. He gets cut off, of course, by Fox News because it's too much for them to handle. They can't handle this stuff. So what are we going to do about it? I don't know. We got an election coming up, but we might need more than an election because I think we're getting pretty close to a separation, an inflection point in the United States of America and in our modern world where it might take actually a massive split. Because anyone who thinks that the United States has to just continue as normal going forward into the future, well, it's just always going to be like this. It's always going to stay just like this. I don't know that that's the case, because I think if we get to a point in our country where we're just too far off from each other, I mean, there's so many things that are being done on the liberal end of things that are so terrible and so disgusting. Things that are being done to our young people, right? Like, I don't even want to get into it, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a point where you can't go forward with this. You just cannot be on the same course. And I don't know if we're going to hit that point or not, but I think we're getting closer and closer to it. So what do you all think about it? Leave your comments below. I'll catch you on the next one.